In Digimon lore, Bancho is a title given to a very select few Digimon who embody the spirit of a delinquent gang leader with a heart of gold. In Japanese, Bancho roughly means ringleader or gang boss. And earning this title isn't easy. A Digimon has to continuously triumph over incredibly powerful foes without ever breaking their spirit. In fact, throughout digital world history, only 5 Digimon have ever officially been confirmed to hold the Bancho title. These Digimon often wear a signature long coat called a GAKU-RAN, a traditional school uniform jacket, which in their case isn't just for show. For example, Bancho Leomon's coat can negate nearly 90% of physical damage. How cool is that? Despite their rough and tumble appearance, Bancho Digimon aren't evil at all. They just follow their own code of justice. In fact, most Digimon assume the Bancho are troublemakers, and the Bancho are used to being judged as bad, despite often doing the right thing. Think of them as the delinquent with a heart of gold trope. They might look intimidating and play by their own rules, but they usually stand up for what's right in the end. Now let's meet each member of this infamous 5 Digimon club, including the 4 headlining the GAKU-RAN DLC. We have to start with Bancho Leomon, the iconic Beastman Digimon, who probably comes to mind when you hear Bancho. Bancho Leomon is a mega-level lion-like Digimon who answers only to its own sense of justice. It earned the Bancho title by never backing down in countless battles. If a foe stands in the way of its justice, even a royal knight or a celestial Digimon, this lion will declare them an enemy and throw down. Talk about fearless. Bancho Leomon wears a black GAKU-RAN coat draped over its shoulders, and this isn't just a fashion statement. That coat can negate 89.9% of physical attack damage, protecting Bancho Leomon and anyone under its wing. Its signature moves include Lion Slash with its treasured sword, and the flashy Boss Punch, which channels all its energy into one fist. If you watch Digimon Data Squad Savers, you might recall Bancho Leomon as a total legend. He's the perfect example of a Bancho Digimon. Tough, honorable, and insanely strong. Fun fact, Bancho Leomon's Japanese profile notes that only 5 Digimon carry Bancho in their name, and as we're about to see, the other 4 are joining him in Time Stranger's new DLC. Let's check them out. Next up is Bancho Lillimon, a Digimon that used to be the sweet and gentle Lillimon, until she decided to toughen up and fight back against injustice. Now she's a fairy Digimon, clad in a deep crimson Toko Fuku, special attack uniform jacket over a punky outfit. The once bright flower petals she had as Lillimon have been dyed dark, and any innocent pretty vibe is long gone. In the ruthless digital world where the strong prey on the weak, Bancho Lillimon made it her mission to fight for the underdog and protect Digimon who would otherwise get hurt. She saved countless victims from evil Digimon attacks and earned the title of Bancho by sticking to her convictions and donning that Bancho uniform as proof of her resolve. Bancho Lillimon's style is on point. She has a black flower ornament, a scar on her face, and even wields weaponized yo-yos to take down enemies. Yes, because what delinquent leader doesn't have a flashy weapon? This is actually a nod to a famous Japanese pop culture character, Saki Asamiya from Sukeban Deka, who also used a yo-yo in her crime-fighting exploits. Bancho Lillimon's special moves with those yo-yos have intimidating names like Absolute Territory and Nightmare Assembly, which tell you she doesn't mess around. Despite her brash looks, she's essentially a tough big sister figure in the digital world, protecting baby Digimon in Primary Village in one story, and even accidentally teaching them some delinquent lingo in the process. Her heart of gold sometimes comes with a rough edge. Fans are understandably thrilled to finally have Bancho Lillimon playable. She brings both style and substance to the fight. Ever imagine the usually cool-headed Stingmon turning into a full-blown punk? BanchoStingmon is exactly that, an insectoid Digimon with pride as sharp as his stingers. This Bancho is said to have the highest pride of all Digimon, living by constantly intimidating those around him. He prioritizes his pride above everything. If anyone so much as scratches that ego, BanchoStingmon will never forgive them, no matter who they are. In fact, it was this uncompromising pride that earned him the Bancho title in the first place. He even wears a symbolic GAKU-RAN tailored from the shells of various insects, a super sturdy custom jacket that signifies his status. Picture a green armored delinquent with a long coat, and you've got BanchoStingmon's intimidating look down. In battle, BanchoStingmon is as fearsome as you'd expect. He doesn't hold back against worthy foes, though interestingly, he also refuses to truly fight weaker Digimon, seeing it as beneath his pride to go all out on them. He demonstrated this when some fools interrupted a Bancho meeting, and he swatted them away with zero effort just to make a point. His special moves have fittingly brutal names like Bloody Finish, where he skewers enemies with the drills on his arms, and Red Butt, a devastating headbutt. Talk about hard-headed. Bancho Stingmon brings an arrogant lone wolf energy to the Bancho crew, but you can bet he'll be an absolute powerhouse in the game. Just don't hurt his pride, okay? Now here's a fun one. Bancho Mamemon might be small in size, but he's got the fighting spirit of a giant. This mutant Digimon is one of the rare Bancho and fights ferociously despite his small stature, driven by a deeply chivalrous spirit and overflowing emotions. Bancho Mamemon is basically the pint-sized boss of the block. He's rebellious, choosing to live by his own rules and ignore the laws of the digital world. At the same time, he has a soft spot for fellow misfits. He'll lend a hand to Digimon who feel isolated or outcast, and even formed a little posse of those he's helped, known as the Mamemon Gang or Mamemon Union. Together they live free, but it's not an easy life. Many challengers have tried to overthrow Bancho Mamemon's leadership. This little Bancho has had to fend off would-be usurpers time and again, yet with the united strength of his gang, he always manages to hold on to his title. It's thought that Bancho Mamemon earned the Bancho moniker by surviving countless predicaments without ever losing any of his family along the way. If that's not loyalty and grit, what is? Visually, Bancho Mamemon is as cool as you'd hope. He wears a black GAKU-RAN coat, just like Bancho Leomon, providing him heavy protection in fights, a black cap with a golden Mamemon emblem, and even sports an eye scar, a fang, and red eyes for that delinquent vibe. He carries an Ogon bat, a custom weapon that's part golden tonfa and part brass knuckles, perfectly fitting for a tiny brawler with big attitude. Despite his tough guy swagger, Bancho Mamemon is often depicted as a compassionate leader to his crew, making him a fan favourite. In the new DLC, having this aloof rebel, as his title is known, on your team will add both brute force and a big heart. Don't underestimate him. In true anime fashion, it's always the small guys that surprise you. Rounding out the Bancho gang is Bancho Golemon, a Digimon that breaks the mold of its species. A normal Golemon is a mindless mineral monster, but Bancho Golemon is fully sentient and acts on its own free will. This towering rock-bodied Bancho is imposing. It stands tall and unconcerned with anything around it, radiating menace. Bancho Golemon is harsh and uncompromising with everyone it meets. It doesn't show an ounce of leniency to friend or foe. In fact, it even puts itself through hellish training, choosing to live in the unforgiving depths of Infinity Mountain just to toughen up. Now that's dedication. And while Bancho Golemon normally won't bother to save a stranger in trouble, standoffish much, it has a surprising sense of honor. If it's a comrade with whom Bancho Golemon has traded blows before, it will appear out of nowhere to rescue them at a critical moment. In other words, once you earn this Bancho's respect, likely by surviving a fight against it, it's got your back for life. With its overwhelming raw power, Bancho Golemon can reverse a losing battle in one fell swoop and snatch victory from the jaws of defeat, a true clutch player on any team. Design-wise, Bancho Golemon looks every bit the part of a rock Yankee, Sir Delinquent. It has a hulking humanoid golem form with an eye patch like scarred eye and a flowing cape like purple GAKU-RAN draped over its stone shoulders. Its left arm is a massive drill, perfect for pulverizing anything in its way, and its body is bound in what looks like tattered cloth wraps, giving it an even more gritty, battle-worn style. This Bancho might not say much, but in battle actions speak louder than words. Expect Bancho Golemon to be a near unstoppable tank in Time Stranger's DLC, the kind of Digimon you want on your side when the going gets tough. The additional Digimon and episodes. Pack 2 GAKU-RAN isn't just adding these 5 awesome Digimon as evolutions, it's also giving us a story questline where they get to shine. In this second DLC episode, players will fight alongside Hiroko Sagisaka to stop the extra-dimensional troublemaker Parallelmon once again. It sounds like Parallelmon is back causing chaos, and who better to help put a stop to it than the Bancho Squad? The DLC promises an adventure that centers on Hiroko and the Bancho Digimon stepping up to save the day. If you've played the base game, you know Hiroko is a central character. Seeing her team up with Digimon like BanchoLillymon or BanchoStingmon is going to be a real treat for the story. We might even get some fun banter and clash of personalities. Imagine Hiroko trying to wrangle a group of prideful, strong-willed Bancho Digimon. One thing's for sure, the boss fights are bound to be epic with these mega-level delinquents on our side. According to official info, the DLC will be available to anyone who purchased the Deluxe or Ultimate editions of Digimon Story Time Stranger, and it can also be bought separately or via the Season Pass. So it's easy to jump in and enjoy the new content. If you're a long-time Digimon fan, this is a dream come true. Finally, all the Bancho Digimon in one game, ready to recruit and digivolve. And if you're newer to Digimon, you're about to witness some of the franchise's coolest, deep-cut characters making their grand entrance. Get ready to rally the gang and show the digital world who's boss. Digimon Story Time Stranger DLC Pack 2 GAKU-RAN is shaping up to be a love letter to Digimon lore and an absolute blast for players. We've got stylish, powerful new Mega Digimon that bring a fresh delinquent twist, rich backstories filled with heart and honor, and an exciting quest that lets them loose on a big boss. As an enthusiastic Digimon fan, I couldn't be more excited to see Bancho Leomon and the crew in action, and I hope this deep dive into their lore got you hyped too. From BanchoLilllymon's rebel heroism to BanchoStingmon's unyielding pride, each of these Digimon adds a new layer of flavor to the game's world. So, are you ready to unleash your inner Bancho and lead these ringleader Digimon into battle? Grab your GAKU-RAN, steel your resolve, and let's meet up with Hiroko to save the digital world Bancho style. Digital delinquency has never been this awesome. Stay tuned, Digivolve strong, and see you in the digital streets.